Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something you see all the time, especially in early stage companies. It's this pattern that honestly feels like a huge strength, but as we're about to see, it's actually a really critical hidden weakness that could be holding your team back. This quote right here really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? We're talking about what's called the hero trap. It's that cozy feeling you get when you think one person has everything under control. But as we'll find out, that's not safety, that's a risk. So let's paint a picture. I bet you've seen this person before. In so many young companies, there's this one figure, the hero. They've got the invisible cape on and they're holding up this mountain of work while it feels like everyone else is kind of just waiting for them. And look, on the surface, this seems awesome. We praise these people, right? They seem so dedicated, so indispensable. But what this explainer is going to show you is why that feeling of safety is actually a really dangerous illusion. Okay, so let's dig in. To really see what's happening inside the team, we're going to need a special tool. Think of it like an X-ray scanner, something that lets us look right past the surface and see the bones of the operation. And when we fire up that X-ray, what do we find? Well, the diagnosis is pretty clear. Your hero isn't a pillar of strength holding everything up. Nope, they're a single point of failure, a huge crack running right through the foundation of your team. So what does that actually mean? Well, think of it this way. A single point of failure means if that one person is gone for any reason, maybe they get sick or they quit, or hey, they just go on a well-deserved vacation, the whole machine can just stop, dead in its tracks.
This brings us to this kind of grim but really useful concept from engineering called the bus factor. It's a simple question. How many people on your team would have to get hit by a bus for the whole project to fall apart? If the answer is 1, well, that's the most dangerous number there is.
Now, let's talk about the hidden costs. Because they are there, you just might not see them right away. These are the problems that are quietly building up over time, all because everyone depends so much on just one person. And this is when it gets real. The moment your hero is out of the picture, suddenly that huge pile of tasks they were handling, it just starts stacking up. Nobody else has the keys, nobody else knows the process, and everything just grinds to a halt. And here are the real consequences, the stuff you can feel. Your hero, they're on the fast track to burning out. Everyone else, their work is constantly blocked because they're always waiting. This makes your ability to deliver anything incredibly fragile. And of course, overall progress just stops. A setup this fragile, it just can't last forever. Sooner or later, you're going to hit a breaking point, that moment of crisis where the whole system just can't take the strain anymore. And this is the question. This is the sound you hear echoing around the office when everything finally snaps. It's the sound of a team waking up and realizing, all at once, just how dangerously dependent they'd become. Okay, so how do we fix this? The gut reaction might be to find a new hero, but that's just repeating the same mistake. The real answer is to apply a systemic fix, a patch that gets to the root of the problem. And the core of that fix, the whole idea, boils down to this. You have to intentionally share ownership across the entire team. This is not something that just happens on its own. You have to design it into the way you work. So how do you actually do that? Well, it breaks down into 3 pretty straightforward steps. First, you create an ownership map so it's crystal clear who's responsible for what. Second, you start pairing people up to work on tasks together. That's how knowledge spreads. And third, you document everything, not just what you do, but how you do it. Now, once you start applying this ownership patch, something really powerful starts to happen. Your team begins to transform. It stops being this fragile thing that depends on one person and starts becoming a truly resilient, scalable system. Just look at the difference. You go from having that one cracked pillar trying to hold everything up to having multiple strong pillars working together. The capes disappear because, well, they're not needed anymore. The whole structure just becomes stronger. And this is really the bottom line, isn't it? When you build a system, your team can grow, it can adapt. But when you rely on dependency, on a single hero, you're always going to hit a breaking point. It's just not a model that can scale. And that brings us to what might be the most important point in all of this. The problem isn't your hero employee. They were probably just doing their best in the system that was built around them. The real problem is the system itself, the one that created the need for a hero in the first place. So, I'll leave you with a question to take back to your own team. Look around. Ask yourself, who or what is the hero that you can't afford to lose? Because finding that person is the very first step to building a team that's truly built to last.